Great question here from Nick. What was your favorite match you ever announced? Now, I think that might be too broad, Jim. So let's break it down. What was your favorite Mid-South match? Does one stick out above all the others?
Well, there are several. Actually, when Dr. Death got the title, there was a series of matches involving him and Big Boss Man and Terry Gordy and One Man Gang that I enjoyed because they were violent, they were physical, and they were just fun as hell to call. Big men beating the hell out of each other and telling a good story is what you found in that equation. I think WCW, I don't know, there's a lot of really good stuff that's kind of been forgotten. But some of that stuff with, we had a program there with Flair and DiBiase that was stellar. But, there's a lot of real good ones. And, sometimes I have to go back and review the ones that were made the all-star list because there were plenty of them. And those are what creates the great memories and helps to contribute to somebody's legacy.
What about a WCW match? Do you have a favorite WCW match you called?
Yeah. Flair and Steamboat. There were 3 of them. And they were awesome. All 3 were awesome. They told a different story in each match. They meaning Rick and Ricky. And I will always remember those matches as 3 of the very best, not only that I ever called, but I ever saw. So those stand out for sure.
Ari has a great question. Great friend of the show, always bringing the good questions. The oil bust in the Mid-South is cited as the reason that the Cowboy had to sell the UWF, one of the last territories that drew money. Do you think the territories fighting the WWF invasion was futile?
Well, in hindsight, it was. In hindsight, it was certainly. We didn't think so at the very moment. We thought we could air it out and last it out, but we were wrong. We kept still trying to put out good matches and good shows, and our TV ratings are still amazing, but we just didn't have the working capital financially to make it work. And there's just no disposable income. We were getting double-digit ratings in these markets that we were in, but we didn't have the money to perpetuate it, and that was because of the huge amount of unemployment in our territory. It's just the business model changed drastically, and every tick that went downward was another day of challenge. So that's when I sought out the Crockett's and ended up selling the company to Jimmy and family. So, but that was the deal. We had the same talents. We had good talents. It's just crazy. So, the economy and the oil boom, the oil bust, where everything was so dependent upon the oil business and petroleum issues that it took the bat out of our hands.
Interesting question here from Thomas. He says, Jim, if the good Lord said, you're not done yet, but I'm going to pause everything and you'll be the sole booker of any promotion, past or present, which one would you choose? Let me add a little wrinkle to that though, Jim. Let's say it's a place you didn't work. So we won't pick WCW. We won't pick the WWF. We won't pick AEW. We might not even pick Mid-South, but of the old territory days, and I guess we could throw in, New Japan or TNA or whatever. Is there one promotion that you always sort of thought, man, it would have been cool to work there? And
yeah, Florida.
Okay.
Learning under Eddie Graham would have been a treat and just a gift. The weather, the driving territory, more often than not, you're in a car, not an airplane. So yeah, I think Florida would have been a nice opportunity to try to get better at your pro wrestling skill sets.
Joshua Culver wants to know, does JR have a collection of his action figures? You've had more than one action figure over the years, Jim. Do you have all your action figures?
I don't think so, Conrad. I don't, and I'm embarrassed to say that, but I don't think I do. The ones I have, the newest one from AEW is a really cool piece, and we've got them signed and available for shipping at jrsbarbecue.com. So, but I don't have all that stuff. In my younger days, I tried to collect about everything. As I got older, I collected less. I think that's just the human nature of the situation. But I wish in hindsight, I had collected everything that came out on JR. It just, life and business and work and things like that changed things. And my memorabilia collection changed over time as well. I'd like to get back into that mode. And, sometimes when I make these appearances, which I'm getting ready, as soon as I'm healthy, which will be sooner than later, I'll be able to get back in the hunt, making some appearances. So when I go to these appearances, sometimes I see items that I don't have, so I buy them. And, it just, but you kind of get out of that mode. You're hurrying and hurrying and making a flight and all these things. So I kind of got out of that mode, but I'm getting back into that mode now because the merchandise is just so much cleaner and cooler. So I wish I had done that earlier, quite frankly.
I know we normally have a conversation about all this at the end of the program, but I think we should just remind everybody right now, man, you've got the ultimate stocking stuffer selection right now over at jrsbbq.com. Something for everybody. Whether you're looking for that main event mustard or that Chipotle ketchup, 2 different types of barbecue sauce. We got Red Ass JR's hot sauce. And who could forget my favorite, the all-purpose seasoning. But as you mentioned, action figures, trading cards. Oh my, it's all at jrsbbq.com. Tell us about it, Jim.
Well, we got a lot of items. We got food items, obviously, as you can see on the screen if you're watching. Cutting boards, action figures, signed tops, cards, all kinds of stuff, plus our traditional roster of sauces and hot sauce and things of that nature. So we've expanded our inventory more than quite frankly, when we started this, I didn't think we'd have this many products. So we got a great selection for just about anybody in the family. And whether you're looking for something that tastes good, food is a great item to gift. So, check that out as an idea. But you're right, stocking stuffers is right down our alley. And if you got a wrestling fan in your family and you want to get them something that's a personal gift, all these products you see on the screen make good selections. So but I had last night, because my blood sugar has gone crazy, and I'm trying to get it under control. It's not under control right now. My blood sugar is around 400.
Oh,
and that's dangerous. That's diabetic seizure time. And that's why I'm doing so much medical work. It seems like every day I got some appointment with some specialist. And so I'm working hard on that. I started doing insulin injections on Monday. So that's supposed to help it. And giving yourself a shot every night is unique, different. But boy, thank God the medicines have improved. And the nature of getting that insulin in your system is really vital. And I didn't think I'd get to that point to where I'd have to take shots every day, but that's where I am. And I'm happy to do it because it's going to save my life.
Well, damnation, we're pulling for you, Jim. Hope that that gets under control. My goodness.
It will. It got to. That's my thought.